Hello guys, welcome back to our YouTube channel. Today we bring to you none other than Fathia Balogun, who is now popularly known as Fathia Williams. So we'll be talking about the reason why Fathia Balogun eventually became Fathia Williams, outside the fact that we know that yes, she's no longer married to Saheed Balogun. We're also going to be talking about our first relationship, where she had a first son who a lot of people don't really know about, and our two other children, and our life in general as well. So stay tuned and sit tight. Fathia Williams was born on the 5th of February 1971. She's a Nigerian actress, filmmaker, producer, and director. Fathia Williams is from Delta State. Contrary to what people usually say that she's from Edo State, she is actually from Delta State. She was born in Ikeja in February 1971. Some people are of the opinion that Fathia was born in a polygamous family of 9. Well, hearing it from the horse's mouth, Fathia specifically said and stated in an interview online with The Punch, when she was asked the kind of family she came from, she said, and I quote, "My family is a very small one. We were not extremely rich, but we were very comfortable. I had everything a kid desired, and I really enjoyed my childhood," end quote. This was Fathia explaining that she came from a very small family, contrary to what people said that she came from a large and a polygamous family. No child who comes from a large and polygamous family usually say they have everything a kid desire and enjoyed their childhood. Fathia Balogun attended Maryland Primary School and Maryland Secondary School in Lagos State. She obtained IREKE school certificate from Maryland Comprehensive Secondary School, and after that she studied in Kwara State Polytechnic for a diploma certificate in 2016. Well, speaking of her childhood and all of the memories she could recall, she said, "The only thing I can vividly remember is my experience in school. I went to one of the most popular schools in those days, Maryland Comprehensive High School, Ikeja. I loved going to school because every morning my father would drive me to school, and I always looked forward to seeing him after school or whenever he returned from the office." This was Fathia explaining her childhood experience and memories. It may interest you to know that Fathia Williams didn't become an actress by profession, but by chance. She said and narrated in one of the interviews when she was explaining how she started her career. She said it was by chance that her foster brother, Fathia, was expecting one of his actresses to come and play a role, and the actress didn't show up at all. They pleaded and begged that she should come and play up the role and take up the movie role, and she did well. Initially she objected and said she didn't know how to do it. It's not something that she looks forward to doing and stuff like that, but they encouraged her and she performed beautifully well. After this, she went back to school and never thought about acting anymore. She said in her words, and I quote, "I was a student of the Kwara State Polytechnic, Ilorin, and I came home for a brief vacation. One day, my late foster brother, Fathia, was waiting for one of his cast to show up for a movie production. When the actress didn't come, he and Koko Sari asked me if I could play the role. I replied that I couldn't and that was not even interested in acting. However, after much pleading, I decided to do it. I went back to school after that and I didn't return for a very long time. So I forgot all about acting because it wasn't in my plan. As of then, I was studying for a diploma in law and the intention of switching over to accounting because my father really wanted me to become an accountant. But I didn't get anything to do. So I joined my foster brother's production outfit, and that was how it started. I then realized that it was something I enjoyed and decided to go with the flow because I began to enjoy acting. I didn't go back to school for my higher national diploma. That was when it occurred to me that I could take this up as a sustainable career. I rose fast in the movie industry because of the time I joined. There weren't too many actresses in the industry, and I was getting ample jobs. However, after a few years of acting, I traveled to the United Kingdom. End quote. This was Fathia explaining yet once again how she started her career. It wasn't something she was introduced to by her ex-husband. It was as a result of her foster brother who initially introduced her to movie industry. And this is contrary to what people know about Fathia Balogun. The popular movie which brought her to limelight, titled Talokpa Chief, this was the role she played and she starred in. She has starred in several Nigerian films over the years and she has won so many awards to her name as well. Speaking of her former husband introducing her, she was married to the veteran actor Saheed Balogun, with whom she has 2 children, a son and a daughter with. Fathia also has a son from an earlier relationship. She mentioned this in an interview with The Punch, and she said that when she traveled to the United Kingdom, she had a child there and left the child with the father. And she barely mentioned her first son. She said, I got pregnant along the line when I went to the UK to study and enroll for a part-time drama course, though I did not finish as a result of the pregnancy, but I still had the determination that I would go back to school. This is me paraphrasing what Fathia actually said. These were not in our words exactly. The young man in question is named Oluwatosin Akanbi. He resides in the United Kingdom and is married with 2 boys. She reportedly gave birth to him during a brief stay in the UK, as mentioned earlier, and left him there with the father when he was 3, and she relocated back to Nigeria. She rarely speaks about her first son. This is because her son told her specifically not to mention or publicize him at all. Fathia Balogun is currently not married. When she was still married to Saheed Balogun, they married on September 2000. Saheed and Fathia Balogun wedding took place at Ikorodu Marriage Registry in Lagos. They divorced in 2014, and in November 2017, she reverted to her maiden name, Williams, after their divorce was finalized. It may interest you to know that after their divorce was eventually finalized, she was still using the name Fathia Balogun, but Saheed Balogun was not really cool with this, and this made him drag Fathia to court, letting them know that you cannot afford to answer this name again. You're no longer my wife. Alright, so stick to your maiden name, which is Williams. The union of them produced 2 children over the years. Well, in 2001, April 6, she gave birth to Aliyah Balogun, who looks exactly like her dad, and also Khalid Balogun, who looks exactly like the mom. Speaking on the fact that Saheed Balogun dragged Fathia Balogun to the court over the name, she said the name is already an household name and people know her by that. Irrespective and regardless of her changing it to Williams and not Balogun, people still call her by that name, and that name sticks forever. Nobody can change that. She said in her words, my name is Fathia Balogun and it's going to remain so for life. Nobody can ever change that or stop me from answering that name, end quote. Speaking on her divorce as well, she said her divorce came as a shocker to her. She said in her words, and I quote, everything about life is about luck, and I'd say when I was growing up, the only thing that would come to my mind was to have a glamorous wedding with a wedding train, my 9-to-5 husband, my 2 children. Everybody had plans, but if you go into the first one and it didn't work, and you go into the second one and it didn't work, that means marriage luck is not by your side. And I think I'm one of those ones that marriage luck is not by their side. Disclosed. She also went ahead to clarify the notion of who is at fault concerning the reason why the marriage ended the way it is. She said, and I quote, I don't want to fault anybody because I had my own fault, but I think from my own fault, I adjusted my lifestyle, I adjusted everything around me. So I want to say some other time I would be lucky, end quote. These 2 are officially divorced since 2017. She has since then moved on with her life. She's an entrepreneur, a mother, a producer, an actress, and she's doing pretty well with herself. Well guys, there you have it. Do not forget to like, subscribe, and drop your comments in the comment section below. Thank you. Bye.